Hey everybody, it's Margaret here. Thank you for joining me today. And today I'm talking about the celebration that's going to be happening pretty soon on November 1st called Day of the Dead, or in Mexico it's Dia de los Muertos. So this is something that it's my third year that I've been doing. My dad has been gone 4 years. And it is just something that I knew after I saw the movie Coco in 2018. It was instant, like instant. I had to do that just because of my past and the patterns that I have experienced in my life. I knew that I wanted that in my life, that this was so healing, and it was a way that was so happy and joyous to celebrate not only my dad, but all of my ancestors. So I wanted to share that with you today. So the honoring or Day of the Dead on November 1st, there's a lot of different celebrations around the world. They believe that this is the time where the veil between the spiritual world and the physical world is thin, and we can access, or they can access, talk to us or try to communicate with us. And we may see this through dreams or through memories, or we might be able to smell them or maybe crave some of their favorite foods. And it's a beautiful, beautiful way to celebrate them. Day of the Dead, they celebrate this in Mexico and a lot of the Latin countries, Central America, and they celebrate them in cemeteries and in towns, and it's very loud and with dancing and music and colors, and it's just a beautiful way to celebrate life. They believe that that death was just a part of life, and so they celebrate that part. It is just part of the journey, and they know that from death comes new life, new birth, and so that's also a part of it too. So it's just a really beautiful way of celebrating that. There's also All Saints Day on November 1st for the Catholics. That is a time where they honor the saints and the angels up in heaven. There's also Samhain, which is a pagan holiday. This is the beginning of a new year. It's the end of the harvest, and they celebrate new beginnings. And so this is where the jack-o'-lanterns came from. They would light the jack-o'-lanterns, the gourds and the pumpkins they carved out, and put lights in them to keep away the evil spirits, so that they can bring in the spirits that have passed through the year, so they can celebrate the new year, new beginnings with them. And there's also a celebration that the Hindus celebrate. It's called the Festival of Lights, and this is also their new beginning, their new year. So I love just how all of these celebrations are kind of woven within each other, and how in this day and age we can easily pull from different ones and create our own. And so this is what I'm doing. My family does not come anywhere from Central America. They're coming from Europe and Eastern Europe, and I'm the first American here in the United States. And so I just love this. I just think it's great. It really lit me up and taught me a lot, and I'm continuing to learn. Where I came from was a culture of a lot of fear around death and dying. This is something that really was mourned, it seems like, all the time, and there was a lot of sadness and guilt around celebrations for the living. So every time there was a birthday or a wedding or Mother's Day, there was always someone having to remember someone that had died. And it just seemed like there was a lot of sadness and guilt around it. And no one was living in the present moment of wow, this is, we always had to remember our loved ones that had passed. And with the Catholics, we would have Mass for our dead ones. And I just felt like that was just a waste of time. Like we're in a cold place, it's dark, and they're going to mention his name, and that's it. Like, that's all they're going to get for their celebration of life. All of it just never made sense to me. So as soon as I saw that movie Coco after my dad died, I knew that was something that I wanted to adopt and to have in my life. I just felt like that they didn't, why would my dad want me to feel guilty and sad every time I was going to a birthday party or to a wedding? I don't feel like that's what he wanted me to do. He didn't want me to be sad. He's with me all the time. He's just not here in physical form. And so that was a pattern that I knew that I had to break the chain. Like, I just didn't want this to continue on and on. It just was such an unhealthy pattern around death and dying. So I set up the altar. I adopt a few things from the Day of the Dead of our brothers and sisters in Mexico. They believe that they bring in the 4 elements, the 4 directions into the altar so that the spirits and loved one can find their way. So there's fire with candles, there's air, that's why they have flags. There's water, they leave a pitcher of water and a glass of water for their loved ones to quench their thirst. And then there's the earth element with food, bread, and the skeletons, the minerals. So I add those on. I add pictures and trinkets. I like candles and angels, and I have a black backdrop just because, I don't know, it just was calling. And every year is a little different, and I just kind of use what I have around the house. I just bought these flags when I was in New Mexico. But I feel like there's a lot of this stuff available at Party City and Target, but I don't really think you need to be that elaborate. You can do it, make it just simple with a picture and a candle of your loved ones. It's fun. We have pets on here. We have our grandparents on here. The children are part of it. My husband's a part of it. And it just seems like it's just really celebratory and a lot of memories, and we can talk about good memories and without feeling all the hardness that we went through grieving his loss and grieving all of their loss through the years. So this is something I wanted to share. Hope you're inspired to do this in any way. I feel our ancestors always honored the ancestors, and it's really been lost in our culture, and they're always here holding us and guiding us and loving us, for we are our grandmother's dream. We are what they were hoping for, and we will continue to have dreams upon the next generations that come. And so just to know that and to remember that they, even though things might have not been easy for you or for them in lifetimes, that they were doing the best that they could. And by honoring them, you can see and have compassion and love for their fears and the risks that they took and the sadness and the depressions that they carried for others and the responsibilities maybe that you didn't know that they had. And I do learn a lot by just sitting here, and just memories will come back and be like, oh, okay, and just really know their life in with different eyes, and just have so much more love and compassion for them. And it's special. So I wanted to really, really share this with you. Hope you're really well. I can't wait to do another video, and I miss doing these. And I hope you're all well, and I'll see you soon. Take care.